All right, good afternoon, y'all. Welcome back to Epic Nearshore, Panama City. I'm Bob. It is December 26th, so Merry Christmas to everybody. I haven't been out on the water in about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks actually, and just been too cold, or we've been with family and friends for the holidays. But I decided today that I just had to get out. Couldn't stand it anymore. So right now it's in the low 50s. It was 28 this morning, first thing. So I had to wait. It's just after lunch, just after noon. And we're out here in St. Andrews Bay, close to Shell Island. Shell Island's right in front of me. And we're just going fishing today. I stopped at Pier 98 and got some bull minnows and some Boston mackerel, stuff like that. I already had some frozen menhaden, cigar minnows, and squid. So I've got a variety of frozen bait. I got some bull minnows as well. And normally when I get bull minnows, I'm going offshore or I'm looking for flounder. But I went ahead and got some that'll have me shrimp right now, or we'd be looking for sheep's head. But we're just going to see what we can find out here on some of the places that I normally fish this time of the year. So where we're at, this is Tyndall Air Force Base behind me, Shell Island's in front of me, kind of give you some perspective of where we're at. And there's several wrecks or sunk boats down through here. In the summertime, it's almost impossible to fish because of all the traffic. Everybody going over here to Shell Island to go out on the island. But this time of the year, there's very little traffic out here that I have to deal with. So this is normally the time of the year that I come over here. Now, where we're going to be fishing first is a wreck that I found last summer. I've got a video of it. I don't remember what the date of it was. It was probably in September. But I was literally just idling, looking at the bottom, just looking for new spots, and ran across a spot that looked like a wreck that's not marked on any of the maps. That may not be a wreck, like a boat or anything like that, but it's definitely something that's sunk on the bottom that's not marked on any of the maps. And you'll find stuff like that here in the bay, any of the bays, if you look. I just put the boat in idle and just watch the bottom machine. And that's how I found it. Probably helped that it had dolphins that were feeding around it. They were all around it. And so that kind of drew my attention, and that's where I was headed anyway. And that's how I found it. And it's not a big spot, but it is pretty high relief, probably a couple of feet off the bottom. I'll show you what I'm looking at right now. So that right there is something on the bottom, and this is all bait. And as I've said before, if you've got structure and bait, you'll have fish. That's not the spot that I had marked, but it doesn't look like a bad spot. It's in 31 feet of water, 32 feet of water. And as I said, I'm just fishing for whatever will bite. Let's see if there's something will bite. The water temperature is just under 51 degrees, so it's pretty nipply. We've had nights in the 20s, which is really unusual for us, especially this time of the year. Normally our lows are in the 50s, our highs are in the 70s. But we had the same cold front that came through most of the U.S. hit us. We didn't get any snow or anything like that. No freezing rain or anything. The good thing, it was a dry front that came through, but it was definitely colder than what we're used to. The wind's out of the west this morning, or this afternoon. This morning it was calm. There was just no wind at all. But as it warms up, we'll start getting a little bit more breeze. And normally on a day like today, I would go offshore. But since it's already after lunch and I couldn't find any shrimp or anything, I thought, well, I'll just stay in here and we'll see what we can catch. Because there's fish here. I'm seeing a lot of big schools of bait, but they don't seem to be on structure. Not that I can tell anyway. That piece of structure that I was looking for over there, I didn't see anything on it. Didn't see any bait or anything. And I need to see two things out of the three that I'm looking for. I either need to see bait, fish, or structure. Preferably structure and bait, and then I know the fish will be there. Or structure and fish, and I know the bait's there as well. I like it when I see all three. But I don't have to see the fish if I can find bait and structure. Well, since I hadn't been out here in the last couple of weeks, I have no idea what the fish are doing, whether they're in 60 feet of water or in 6 feet of water. We would just come out here and check and see what we could catch. Now there's a little bit of structure and bait, big ball of bait. So I'm going to turn around and get where I'm facing into the breeze and spot lock us. We had a really, really low, negative low tide for the last few days. I think part of it was because of the north wind. We'll try right here. We should have an incoming tide right now. Or at least I hope it's an incoming tide. We'll start with a little scar, or a little, oh, mackerel. There's some bait here. Huge school of bait right underneath the surface. Well, it is pinfish. I was only able to catch a couple of them because they're up on top and 32 feet of water, and I don't have enough rope on my net to pin them to the bottom in 32 feet of water. All the wrecks that are over here close to Shell Island are all marked on the maps. They're on, an echo map or even paper maps. They're all marked. Of course, you can see them on Navionics, and I use my Navionics app a lot for finding places like this. I've got the relief shading on the app on my phone, so I can see the shading. Doesn't help me a whole lot inside the bay because we just don't have rocky structure in the bay. We have a lot of sand. But I can find ledges, I can find drop-offs, I can find stuff that's not marked on the map just by zooming in on the app and being able to look at it in closer detail. This time of the year, the grouper, the gags especially, they like to get in a little bit shallower water. They like the cool water. So, 52-degree water for them is not bad. I'll catch them around the piers, up and down the bay, if they've got enough water on them. Now, right now, because we had a negative low tide, there's not much water on any of the piers. Where I'm headed right now is a barge called the Spanish Shanty barge. It's a well-known barge. And where it's marked on the map is not exactly where it is, but you can look around just a little bit right around where it's marked on the map, and you'll find it. It's got pretty good elevation to it, or relief. So it's 17 feet on the side of it. Top of it looks like about 15 feet, 14 feet, something like that. I'll get back on it in a minute. Went right across it. There are fish showing. There's bait showing. So maybe we can catch something on it. And I bought a new rod a couple days ago. Well, about a week ago. This is the new Penn Fierce 4. This is a 5,000. It's a combo. It's similar to the other Penn 5000s that I've gotten. I've also got the Cadence 5000. And it's got 30-pound Power Pro braid. And I'm going to put 50-pound monofilament on it and some probably a hook or maybe a swing jig. I haven't decided yet. I'll put something on it though. So I went ahead and put the swing jig on it. I haven't even adjusted the drag on it. I'll have to adjust it in a second. Put a big minnow on it. I'm going to drop a little bit of squid down there as well. I don't have a tremendous amount of patience, so they either bite it or don't. Quick. All right, well, we just got to the pipeline. Fishing shallower water the last couple hours, and it's not getting bit. So I'm going to come in here to this 50 and 60 feet of water and try it and see if something will bite. I've not looked at the outlook for today, so I don't know if the outlook was good or poor or anything else. We'll look and see. It says fair. We're coming into a prime right now, so maybe that'll make a difference. I've got an incoming tide, so I'm going to switch over to this side of the boat because I think the baits are going to go that way. I'm going to fish with a whole menhaden. So we're in 60 feet of water, and I'm showing fish and bait and structure, so hopefully we can get bit by something. I'm throwing it out toward the front of the boat so that when it gets to the bottom, it's basically right underneath of me. In 60 feet of water with this much current, I got to throw it about, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 feet in front of the boat. And when it hits bottom, it'll be right here. Moving around till we find something. There's a lot of bait out here on pretty much everything that I've seen today. A lot of bait. So it is finally piled up. I imagine that most of what I'm seeing is the pinfish, because they'll come out of the creeks out here on this structure where it's more comfortable for them. Here's something small. Little ruby red lips, right? This will be another ruby. They are fun to catch on light line. This rod has 15-pound braid. It's a little ruby. I'm just using a little bit of squid. This is actually a freshwater rod. It's a Dieweck Cellar, 7-foot medium heavy action freshwater with a cadence 3000 reel. And as soon as it hits the bottom, they're on it. They are pretty good to eat. They'll bite just about any kind of small bait you throw out there. They'll eat bigger bait too, but they just eat it. They'll eat it off the hook. I do catch bigger ones than this offshore. And the limit on them is 100 pounds per person. This is just a 1/0 mustad. It's not a circle hook. This one's a J hook, because it's one of the rods that I use when I'm fishing for sheep's head. You don't need circle hooks for sheep's head. And I've just got a couple little split shot on it, something to get it to the bottom. We're in 37 feet of water. It takes a minute to get to the bottom, but it'll get there. And we're literally hitting it as soon as it hits the bottom. Big snapper. It's a nice snapper. A fish like that makes it worthwhile coming out here. That's a real nice red snapper. Really good keeper. But the season's closed, so we can't keep them. And I do occasionally catch red snapper on the pipeline. A couple videos ago, I caught a 30-inch red snapper. But this is not a place that I normally come to catch snapper because it's not real fast action. It's every once in a while you'll catch a fish. A snapper when snapper fishing. But I've got places that I go here that I've done videos there where, you know, it was, you catch a 4-person limit in an hour and 15 minutes. So if I've got people fishing with me, I typically don't come here looking for snapper, because you can catch a lot of fish, but they're not going to be red snapper. And most people that come out here wanting to catch red snapper want to catch red snapper right now. So, and most of the ones that I keep are in that 18 to 22 inch range. That fish was probably 25 or 26 inches. It was a little bit bigger than what I normally would keep. But they're a lot of fun. And he ate a whole menhaden. It was probably 5 inches long. He'd hit it twice. Hit it once and I reeled it out and I could see where he had bit it. Dropped it right back down and he ate it again. Little red snapper. Just a baby. I do love to see those little snapper. That's the future of our fishery here. A little red snapper. Feels like another red snapper. A little bit. Another little red snapper. Not a keeper, but all right, well, I'm gonna call it a day. It's getting close to 4 o'clock. It'll be dark probably in less than an hour. But kind of a slow day, which I expected. But we did catch a really nice keeper size red snapper, handful of small ones, a bunch of grunts. But that was it. Probably typical for winter here. The water temperature is colder than normal. I mean, it's under 51 degrees. Normally this time of the year, it's still in the high 50s and low 60s. But there is bait around. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show you. That's bait right there to the side of me. So there's bait out here, and it's on the surface in 40, 50 feet of water. But there doesn't seem to be anything going through it right now. I doubt that it's menhaden, but if it was, I'd probably try and catch some so I'd have some more. More than likely, that's glass minnows. And you can catch fish on glass minnows. I catch glass minnows that are about 3 inches long and catch fish on them as well. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to get notified of other videos when I put them out, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, and you'll get notified. But I appreciate you being with me, and we'll see you in a week.